Hey, and I'm back. Welcome to another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. And you know what we're going to say about that? I just love the way that sounds. And also, I love the way that feels to be out of the darkness and into the light. We're here with our morning shot. It's a very beautiful day today. It's a very beautiful morning. There's not a cloud in the sky, which is good, so they won't be doing the chemtrails this early in the morning. So we outside here with natural. We outside here with nature. Say hello to natural. Hi, natural. And let's say hello to nature. Hi, nature. You know what I'm gonna say? Nature is looking beautiful, and she's looking more beautiful every day. We must go outside and we must enjoy the natural. We must go outside and enjoy nature. Today is the perfect day to be outside and enjoy the natural. To be outside and enjoy nature. Be outside, get some sun. Be outside, get some fresh air. Be outside and just look around in your immediate area, in your environment, and see what's going on. Like the crows flying by, talking to each other, following that one crow. And you didn't see it off camera, but there's a flock of cranes were flying by, following that one crane. You know, there's something about the birds when they fly, and especially when they're flying in a flock. You ever wonder why birds that are flying in a flock, they can just stay in this particular formation? And I was noticing the other day that all the birds that I was looking at, which were crows, I was looking at the crows, and they were flying, and the lead crow started flapping, and then the rest of them started flapping. And then when the lead crow stopped flapping, all the other birds stopped flapping at the same time. They were the first species to implement the worldwide network. That lead bird seems to be the communicator to all the other birds, so they're communicating telepathically to each other, I believe, because that could be the only explanation why they can just fly in such a tight formation and they don't bump into each other. And there's a footage on YouTube where they're showing this flock of birds, maybe at least 200, 300 birds, and they're just flying and they're changing their formations and they're changing the shape, and it looks like this ballet in the sky. But the great thing about it is they never bump into each other. We could do that. We'd bump into each other. We can't even drive down the street without bumping into each other. But that reminds me of when I was growing up in Pensacola, and my dad was stationed. Well, he wasn't stationed, but he worked at the Naval Air Station, which was the home of the Blue Angels. Boy, I used to love to see those guys perform. And man, they were doing something similar like the birds do. They were flying in these great formations and doing all this acrobatics, and they were doing it with precision. And that's how the birds do it. They do it with precision. So let's move forward. And there they go. That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's go with our first quote of the day, which was the quote we used in the previous recordings, and I like them. I really like them. I like them. You know, I do the 7 rules of life, and I do the 8 toxic people you should just get rid of them. But first, you get rid of them up here, and if you can't get rid of them up here, then you kindly escort them to the door, or you toss them out. It depends how toxic they are. Here's a nice quote. Let's say it like that. Here's a nice quote. Never let a stumble in the road be the end of your journey. I really like that because your journey is not complete until you finish it or till you get to your destination. Then you'll be at your journey. So a little stumble in the road, we can get over that. And metaphorically speaking, sometimes we stumble, sometimes we fall, but we get up, dust ourselves off, and we try it again. So never let a stumble in the road be the end of your journey. Don't give up. Just keep going, and keep going, and keep going, and keep going, and keep going. I'm looking at a squirrel. He's carrying a twig in his mouth. And I've never seen squirrels do that. And I guess they build nests as well because it's spring. That was different. That was something different to see. I don't know if that was my favorite squirrel, Rocky, because usually when I come out, he comes around. And I haven't seen the woodpecker who cleaned out this hole in this tree up here. I'm thinking in preparations of make a nest because he wasn't pecking and he wasn't like looking for insects or anything. He was actually tossing the dead leaves and the dead ferns out of this one section of the tree up here, and you can look at it and it's kind of concave, like it's going to be a place where a nest is built, and it's got the little roof over it, so he's got him a high-rise studio to contemplate which trees he's going to peck on today. Okay, here's a quote. Our other quote. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Boy, boy, boy. That is such a positive reinforcement because if people are doubting how far you can go, it's you. You're the one who has the goal. You're the one who has the drive and the determination to what? Complete that journey, to complete that task, or to achieve whatever accomplishments you want to achieve. And so if people are doubting how far you can go, first of all, if people are doubting how far you can go, don't allow them to even get into your head. Come on, 8 toxic people that you should just get rid of. Let's see. The first one, those who spread negativity. They would fit in this category. So if people are doubting how far you can go, you go so far that you can't hear them anymore. That is a profound statement. And it's a true statement. You want to get away from and get around from those who are negative, and you tell them about your particular task you want to do or your accomplishments that you want to make. And the first thing they start doing is laying out this fear and doubt. That's their fear. That's their doubt. That's not your fear. That's not your doubt, right? Right. Or as I say to my grandkids, don't do that. Don't do that. So we out here in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful natural shot for our morning shot. Nice breeze. I know I got on a jacket, and I normally do the morning shot with my jacket on. And when I go into my studio, I take the jacket off and usually have a nice hot cup of coffee with me. But this is such a beautiful day. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be outside. And do yourself a favor and greet someone. Say hello to them. Greet someone. Give them a hug. If you know them that well, give them a hug. Shake their hand. Fist bump them. Do whatever. Booty bump them. Booty bump. Booty bump. Don't booty bump. Well, take a booty bump. If they're in agreement with you, booty bumping. somebody today. Tell somebody you love them today. Give somebody a hug. Do something nice for someone today. Do something nice. Open the door for a person. Open the door for a senior. Close the door for a person. Close the door for a senior. Greet somebody when you're out there shopping. Greet somebody when you help somebody help yourself. You know how picky we are about our cars, and so hey, you see a basket not in the corral for the baskets, and you don't want to choose that particular basket because it's been sitting outside or whatever the case may be. But if it's in a parking stall, be nice and take that basket and put it into the corral for the baskets, because you may be the one who needs to pull up and that be the only spot available, and you can't tell just making your approach, but you see that empty spot and you whip in there and what? There's a basket right there. Happened to me so many times. And then sometimes I get lazy and I don't go take the basket all the way to the basket corral. I'll just put it on the line in front of the car, Yeah, that's lazy. What I should do is I reap what I sow. So I should take that cart and put it in the corral for the carts. And then that's the thing to do. That's the most appropriate thing to do, and it's the kindest thing you can do, and it's something that you can do which would generate great karma for you. And then the department stores have that corral for a purpose. So once all the baskets are put basically in that corral, they have someone to come out and retrieve those baskets and bring them inside, so you'll have a basket or a shopping cart to do your shopping with, put your merchandise in. So, hey, what's wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Don't do that. That, not putting it in the cart corral. But putting it in there. Putting it in there. Yes. Great idea. Not going to really reiterate on, I didn't even look at the news this morning, but I'm not going to reiterate on any news, because no news is good news, in my opinion. I was reminded of a story, though, on the news, which I said, we need to have more good news stories. And this story, I didn't see it for myself, but someone was telling me, the most beautiful lady on the planet, the seamstress at the store, Mrs. Clark, she was telling me, she said she was looking at the news, and they had this segment where someone tossed a stuffed animal that probably looked like a monkey or something to that effect into this one cage, this one monkey environment. I guess this is a caged environment, and so this little monkey supposedly lost its mother, maybe, and so it gravitated toward that little stuffed animal, and it started carrying that little stuffed animal everywhere it went, and it slept with it, just like a little kid does when you give a kid a little stuffed teddy bear or something like that. Comfort, that's that little comfort thing. I remember my son, he always wanted to have his blanket. When we took him to the daycare center, he wanted his blanket, and Alvin, the Alvin and Chipmunk stuffed animal, and you'd pull the string and he'd say, "Hey, I'm Alvin," or whatever they programmed it to say, and he couldn't go nowhere without Alvin. And so this little monkey, he doesn't seem to go nowhere, according to the story I was told, without that little monkey, that stuffed animal monkey. And then it said that, I don't know, maybe a day or 2 or 3 days later, I'm just telling the story verbatim, and I'm not saying it probably exactly in the sequences of events, but it said that the monkey, 2 or 3 days later, a female monkey came and joined him. Ah, that is so great. See, that's good news. The female monkey came and joined him. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking to myself, I'm making this observation based off of the story that I was told, that supposedly is a true story. So the little monkey has lost his mother, and he missed that motherly love. And so someone tossed that stuffed animal in the cage, and he wanted that symbolism of love and showing love that he can't show to his mother. So he takes that and he comforts this stuffed animal as if he's the mother now, or he's the father, and showing that stuffed animal love, because the animal, stuffed animal seemed to, in my mind, and I believe in his mind, because someone tossed it in there, that the stuffed animal was abandoned. And he felt abandoned too, so he wanted to show the stuffed animal some love. So that's some animal psychiatry for you right there, right?
Call me Dr. Doolittle, but I do a lot.
And so, okay, stay calm. And so the other female monkey, she sees the monkey with the stuffed animal just loving on it and caring on it. So she comes and joins the other monkey. This is my assessment. She joins the other monkey, saying, "Hey, we'd make a great couple because you'd make a great father." Wow. Now that's natural. That's nature. That is something to take in consideration. And I know I kind of hyped it up and gave my philosophical point of view and using my version of psychology on the monkey. That's monkey business. That's one of my favorite sayings too. Stop all that monkey business. You know what? I've just remembered. I said I was going to tell you where I got that expression, monkey business, from. So there's two origins of the monkey business thing. So when my daughter was little, Sierra, she was little, and YouTube had just came out, and so she said, "Look, Daddy, look at this." I said, "What is that?" She said, "This is YouTube." And so she showed me a picture. There was this chimpanzee. He was sitting on a branch, and he stuck his finger in his poop chute. Booty for those in the hood. He smelled it and fell out the tree. I said, "Now that's a monkey business." And then the next clip proceeded to show this chimpanzee sitting on this rock. He's sitting on the rock, and he starts to pee or urinate for those who are top shelves. But in the hood, we call it peeing, pissing. He started peeing and drinking it like he was drinking from a water fountain. I said, "Now that's some monkey business." So whenever I see someone doing something that's just off the chain, I reference it as monkey business. And then the other thing is, the other origin of why I say monkey business, one of my favorite artists, Chuck Berry, looks dead on to my dad, man. Looks just like my dad. But he has a song called "Too Much Monkey Business." Too much monkey business for me to be involved in. And then he goes to this sequence of scenarios that happen, and he's saying, that's too much monkey business for me to be involved in. So that's the other connotation, and that's the other scenario that I reference monkey business. So I finally explained to you why I say monkey business. So I know you see a lot of my videos. I say, "Oh man, I ain't down with that. Oh, it needs to stop all that monkey business." Now you see the origin or the etymology of the phrase monkey business. Yeah, that's right. Give yourself a hand. All right, you sat through that one, boy. You deserve a medal or something like that. The Presidential Medal for paying attention. I don't know what the hell's wrong with the trumpet player. And then the president will come up to you and go, "This medal of paying attention is being presented to you on behalf of the presidential paying attention and making progress, committee. All right. And next, I'll line up for the execution squad. And you go, give me blindfold me, give me one cigarette, and it's over with. So remember today, we're gonna show love. We're gonna speak to people, especially the family members in our household. We're not gonna get up and wake up and not speak to the family members in our household. We're not gonna get up and wake up and not say good morning, good evening, or what have you. We're gonna speak. We're gonna be very cordial. We're gonna be very polite. We're gonna be nice. If we're making coffee, we're gonna offer to make them coffee. If we're making tea, we're gonna offer to make them tea. If we're making breakfast, we're gonna offer to make them breakfast first, and then we make breakfast. That's what we do. That's how you show love. That's how you build up your good karma. Because remember, the law of reciprocity is you reap what you sow. What goes around, that's right. What goes around keeps going around. No, I'm just kidding. What goes around comes around. The infinity loop. The number 8 is the infinity loop. You just keep going over that line, and it's going to always make the figure 8. 8 is the number of infinity. So what goes around comes around. Reap what you sow. Now, if you reap positive energy, if you sow positive energy, you're going to reap positive energy. If you sow negative energy, you're going to reap negative energy. So now, you must decide, what energy do you want to reap? What energy do you want to experience? Do you want to experience the positive energy and always have the positive outcomes attached to that? Or do you want to reap the negative energy and have the negative consequences that come behind that? I'm pretty sure I know which one you're going to choose. The negative energy. Why would you choose? No, I'm just kidding. You're going to choose the positive energy. You're going to choose the positive energy. I know you're going to choose the positive energy. And I'm working on my speech when I do speaking, or my speech, the enunciations of various words when I make these videos, because sometimes when I play them back and I approve of them to be uploaded on YouTube, and I notice that sometimes it sounds like I'm just mumbling and not speaking clearly, and that's important to speak clearly, so the people that you're speaking to can have a great understanding and understand what you're saying, and then that makes for a great conversation. Because remember, communication is 60-40. That adds up to 100. It's 100%, but it's 60% listening and 40% talking. And a lot of times we do the reverse. We do 60% talking, 40% listening, but it's the reverse. 60% listening and 40% talking. Now that's communication. As I said before, we have some of the greatest tools to communicate all over the planet, all over the world. We communicate from here to the International Space Station. We communicate from here to the men on the moon. We communicate from here to the rovers on Mars. We communicate from here to the satellites all over the place. But we just don't communicate with each other. We fail at that. We're going to improve on that. See, that's the positive aspect of it. We recognize the negative, change it. We're going to flip it around. We're going to make it positive. And that's how you show love, namaste, and that's how you make the world a better place. My friend, and my friend and my idol, man. My friend and my idol. Michael Jackson couldn't have said it better. He didn't write the song. Zadia Garrett wrote the song. She's one of the background singers. I think she's a goddaughter or niece of Quincy Jones. She actually wrote the song. Michael Jackson put the life to the song. But one of the closing lyrics or the chorus of that song is, if you want to make the world a better place, you take a look at yourself and make a change. That's truly how we can make a change and show love. And I know we have a lot going on right now. We have a lot of distractions going on right now, politically wise, but We're here. We're here. We're a cognitive group. We're here. So let's do what we can to make each other's life more pleasant. There's enough unpleasant things to experience. There's enough negative things to experience. What we want to try to do is make sure that when we show up, it's going to be a positive encounter, not a negative encounter. And if you catch yourself taking a positive encounter and making it a negative encounter, then you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself because you reap what you sow. This has been the morning shot. We want to say goodbye, nature. We're not saying goodbye, nature, only for the shooting of this episode. And goodbye, natural. But we're going to always have nature. We're going to always have natural. So let's respect nature. And let's respect natural. And most importantly, let's respect each other. This has been another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. And you know what else I'm going to say? I just love the way that sounds. And I love you. And I love you. Oh, yeah, you two, you three. Pick out two. 1, 2. And Three Stooges.